Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today I have an amazing video. Today, guys, I'm going to be doing an in-depth look at the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G Phantom Gray model. Now, as you guys all know, I'm not a big fan of people who just list off specs, so I'll put the specs up right here. And now, let's get into my subjective thoughts. I'm going to be discussing everything from the camera to the display to the overall performance, and what I think about this device as a whole, and why Samsung actually dropped the price by $200 compared to last year's model. So without further ado, let's hop right into this in-depth review of the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G. Let's go. Okay, so first off, let's talk display. The Samsung Galaxy S21 5G Phantom Gray Edition, this is the smallest version, so it comes with a 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED panel. And I see a lot of people talking about how it's only 1080p resolution and how it's a downgrade from the S20. However, you could only use the S20 at 120 Hz at 1080p in order to conserve battery life. So here, it's not really any different of an experience. So I had a Galaxy S9, which came with a 1440p screen, and also it was 60 Hz. So I was not used to the 120 Hz. I have a Tab S7, which does at 120 Hz. So once I started using that, I said to myself, I need to get a panel that's 120 Hz. And I can say, without a doubt, this is better than my Galaxy S9, which had a 1440p screen. I'd say because of the dynamic AMOLED technology, because of the new panel, it's updated, it looks better than the higher resolution Galaxy S9. And that's subjective, but also I think most people would agree with me on that. The 120 Hz is without a doubt the best feature of this phone. It is so buttery smooth, and it just makes the whole experience phenomenal. And I seriously don't, and that combined with the Snapdragon 888 makes this thing an overall excellent package. Another thing I really want to talk about is battery life. Battery life is so key for a phone these days, and it's so key for me since I run the majority of my business on my device. So what I've seen from smartphone manufacturers in the past is that they focus so much on the screen and on the cameras, and that they kind of neglect the overall battery performance of the device. And I don't know why, because you can't use your device if it doesn't have a good battery and if it's dead. So this comes with a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, which coming from my S9, that's a huge improvement. It's literally a 33% increase compared to the Galaxy S9, which had a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, and now this has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. This thing lasted me, and it's still lasting me right now. This is a day-and-a-half phone for me. I'm a heavy user, and I can't kill this phone. I see a lot of people out there saying, oh, I can kill this in one day. This has learned my usage patterns and has adjusted to my usage patterns, and I cannot kill this phone in a single day. It is that good. I don't know what Samsung's done with their battery-saving technology, but the Snapdragon 888, the high-efficient chip, it's a 5nm chip now. It knows my battery usage, and I have not charged this since yesterday morning, and I am still currently at 14%. I've gotten well over 5 hours of screen on time, probably getting close to 6 hours of screen on time at this point. Battery life, AA+ for this device. So normally I would go really in depth on the overall performance of the device, but that isn't necessary. The 5nm chip, the Snapdragon 888, is so incredibly powerful, and I'd argue this is faster than most iPhones. Now, is it as efficient as most iPhones? Probably not. However, I think this is actually faster in real day-to-day use. I've experienced 0 hiccups on this device. Obviously, I've only had it for a little over 3 days now, but 0 hiccups, and the whole thing runs great. That's all you really need to hear about the processor. Okay, so let's talk cameras. Cameras are extremely important on a smartphone. I mainly use cameras on a smartphone for video recording purposes. I like taking photos and everything, but I now have a DSLR if I really want to take sharp pictures. The camera's on here. It comes with a triple camera setup on the rear, as you can see here. We have a main wide-angle lens, an ultra-wide-angle lens, and also a telephoto 3x zoom. So this is the first time I've ever had a phone with 3 cameras. I had an LG G6, which came with 2 cameras, a main wide and then an ultra wide. So I do really appreciate the ultra wide, and I kind of missed it on my Galaxy S9. So the camera's on here, without a doubt, extremely sharp. And if you want some real test footage, obviously I'm not going to go too in depth in this video because I uploaded a previous video doing a morning routine day in the life video, and that whole thing is completely shot on the Galaxy S21. So if you want to see a million different samples of this camera, the video of it, go check that video out. It's the one I previously uploaded. So, photos on here, extremely vibrant, great contrast, great saturation. You know what to expect with a Samsung device. The video recording, the stabilization on here is really, really solid. I never really experienced any like wonky filming or anything like that. Even the front-facing camera can do 4K. I don't know why you would want to, but if you do and you're a vlogger, this is great for you. So overall, the video quality, A+, 10 times better than my Galaxy S9. The photo quality, photos come out extremely sharp. I'd honestly compare them to my DSLR, the Lumix G7. And the one complaint I have with the camera is not really the camera itself, it's the microphone. I don't know why this is. I don't know if this can be fixed with a security patch or something, but this device has a microphone on the bottom and then microphones on the top for almost like stereo recording. When I recorded with the front-facing camera, the microphones were not picking up my audio properly. It sounded very, very quiet, and I'm not sure why. And when I was editing in post, I really had to crank up the decibels because it was just overall too quiet, and you couldn't hear my voice clearly, and it wasn't loud, and it would make it very, I'd have to crank the volume up in order to hear myself. So that's my one gripe with the camera system. But when I did a audio test, just like recording an audio file into my phone using the Samsung app, it sounded fine. So maybe it's just a glitch that can be patched with software, which I hope it is. Okay, let's talk build quality, because that is one of the most controversial things I've heard about this phone so far. And it's the fact this thing has a plastic back. Obviously I'm rocking a case right now, which adds to the fact that who cares if it has a plastic back? And I have to say this. This is a subjective thought from Scott coming right here. How important is glass really to you, and what are the upsides of glass? The one upside I hear all the time is it feels premium. It feels premium, it adds weight to the device because glass is heavier than plastic, correct? Here's the thing. I don't care if it's made of glass. I don't care if my phone is shiny. I put a case on it anyway. And there's a perk to having a plastic back. Previously, technology did not allow for wireless charging if it was a plastic back. They used to have it so you needed glass in order to actually charge the device wirelessly. That's changed. Technology has advanced. You can now charge this with a glass-stick material, which is like this polycarbonate plastic. Samsung's mastered this. You can now do reverse wireless charging as well as wireless charging using plastic on the rear, which is amazing. Plastic is lighter, makes the phone feel lighter in your hand, which I do appreciate, and also it won't shatter. So you have to ask yourself, is that perk of your device feeling a little heavier and a little more premium worth the fact that it could break more easily? Like, glass is glass. Like, you see Apple all the time try to advertise that this is the strongest glass ever. Plastic is cheaper, which lowers the cost of the device for the consumer, which benefits the consumer. It won't shatter as much, and with their whatever they did with the rear of here, they made it feel like a matte finish. They made it feel premium. So you have to ask yourself, do I want glass on my phone? The answer for me is I could care less at this point. If it's plastic and is wireless charging and it feels nice in the hand, I'll take plastic any day of the week. Okay, so here are just my final thoughts on the Galaxy S21 5G. Normal model. This is, I think, a step in the right direction for smartphone manufacturers, and I appreciate Samsung for taking the lead on this one. What they did here is take everything important about a smartphone, everything that people like about a smartphone, and they shoved it in here and dropped the price and took away the features that people don't really care about. I'm gonna be real with you, I could see them taking out 8K video recording in the future because no one really uses it. And I'm okay with that. Am I ever gonna shoot 8K on here? Probably not. But overall, the OS, One UI 3.0, extremely intuitive, extremely quick and fluid, and there's so much customization. It's a Samsung phone, you know what you're getting into. Honestly, and the under the display fingerprint reader is so underrated. It's so quick, and honestly I prefer it to fingerprint sensors on the rear. Front-facing camera, great. It doesn't distract from watching content. Cameras on the back, really sharp. I like the versatility in the camera setup. The only issue was like the microphone. Speakers get extremely loud on this device, and they're also really clear. And the low end is actually very good. Decent bass to music and overall, and watching videos, good bass. Also got facial recognition, which isn't the most secure, but they warn you about that. Buttons super tactile, and I also do love this case that I got for it. I think it's Taurus that made it, but overall, you're getting a great quality phone here with the Galaxy S21 5G 6.2 inch model. I am willing to say this is going to be the smartphone of the year just because of how much value this phone provides to the consumer. I appreciate this phone so much, and I hope Samsung goes in this direction in the future with keeping the things that people love and removing the things that people don't care about, and dropping the price, because that is especially important, because smartphone prices were rising way faster than inflation, and I don't think they were worth the price. I don't think you should be paying over $1,000 for a smartphone, but that's a separate video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this full review of the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G Phantom Gray Edition. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification. I'm shooting for 1,000 subscribers on this channel within 6 months. So please, if you're watching this and you like my content, please smash that like button, and please hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification so you guys get notified when my videos go live immediately. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.